Hello friends, my name is Behroz and welcome to the channel where I share with you tips, tricks that I read, learn and apply in order to become my best version. Now in this video, I will talk about how to handle an interview question for which you don't have an answer for. And I will share with you 5 options that you can make use of in order to handle such a situation. Number 1 is to seek clarity. These interviews are not rapid fire round. You are not expected to instantly come up with an answer for every question. There may be a question which you don't understand completely or you don't know what the interviewer is looking for, and hence it is advisable to seek more clarity. Is it just one term or word in the question that you don't understand, or don't understand the entire question? If that is the case, no matter whether it's a term, whether it's the entire question, just ask for more clarity on what is the part of the question that you don't understand. It may simply be a case where hiring manager did not provide you enough context in the question and is not clear in the question as to what kind of answer he is seeking for. You can simply say, I did not understand that question. Can you please clarify more? Or you can add on top by saying, can you please share an example in order to illustrate what do you mean by the question? Now the next step is to rephrase the question. This serves 2 purposes. One is it will help clarify the question for you, and second is it will buy you some time for you to think about the answer that you want to give for that particular question. Now let's say the interview asks you a question which is, tell me about a time when there was a team which was not performing well and you were assigned charge of that team and you eventually helped them succeed. How did you go about it? Now from your past experience, there may not have had been any instance where there was a team which was already in place and not performing well, and you were assigned charge to that team and you brought them into success. Now you may have a lot of experience with regards to leading teams altogether, but may not have a particular instance where there was already a team which was not doing well and you were given charge of that team. So you can simply rephrase or reframe the question by saying, are you looking for a leadership example where I led a team? And most probably 99% of the chance is that they will say yes, because eventually they're looking for a leadership example. It's just that they are asking a question or putting that leadership question in a way for you to answer, but they are eventually looking for you to come up with a leadership example. So if you tell them you have some other leadership example which can be answered in a different way, most probably 99% of the time they would be willing to listen and would surely say yes, go ahead and share that example. If not, they would attempt to restate or clarify their question, which will give you some time in order for you to think of an answer from your past experience that you can make use of to answer this question. Now this leads me to the next tip, which is ask the interviewer to rephrase the question. So instead of you rephrasing the question yourself, you ask the interviewer to rephrase or reframe the question. And here you can go and ask something like the following, which is, can you please ask this question differently, or can you please rephrase this question, or do you have a different question which can still help answer the same way or the same thing that you're looking for? Again, using the previous example, they may simply be looking for a leadership example from you and may have asked a question which may not be completely relevant for you. So they may go ahead and ask a different leadership question which will eventually help them understand your leadership capability. So it will eventually lead to the same answer or will deliver the same purpose, but just with a different question. Now the next tip is simply about buying more time. So once you are sure that you understand the question, but you still don't have an example that you can come up with which can handle that particular question, you can always say, honestly, nothing is coming to my mind at the moment, but I would like to address this question towards the end of the interview. So can we please go back to this question once the interview ends? And meanwhile, you can ask other questions. There is nothing wrong with saying that. As long as you can come back to that question and answer it and ace it, there is nothing wrong with buying more time and moving the question towards the end of the interview. You can simply approach this by saying, this is a great question and I would like some time to think about it and structure my thoughts. Hence, it would be best if we can put this question towards the end of the interview where I can spare some time in order to answer this in the best possible manner. Now, the next step is more about addressing a hard skill question. So for instance, if there is a question around a software or a program or any other hard skill which you don't have the capabilities or you don't have the abilities or knowledge of, then you can make use of this tip. Here you want to sell your passion and attitude that you're a hard-working person and a fast learner. What you want to convince the interviewer is that even if you don't know that particular skill today or answer to that particular question today or at the moment, however, you are willing to learn and you're willing to put the effort and the time and the hard work in order to learn fast. And here you can share examples from your past as to how there were things or programs or hard skills that you were not capable initially when you joined a particular firm or a particular program. However, you learned fast because you're a fast learner. So if you can sell them on that passion and attitude, they would be fine still hiring you despite knowing that you don't know that particular skill on hand. So you can say something like, I'm sorry, I don't know the answer to that particular question. However, given my strengths and passion and what motivates me, I'm willing to research and find an answer to that question or learn that particular hard skill, because this is what keeps me motivated, which is to learn new skills and to apply and research on new things which I don't know of and I can make use of in my work. And if it's a simple and a quick answer, then you can even write an email after the interview to the interviewer answering that particular question. This may go to show that you are willing to learn and you had the passion and the attitude to go and research on that particular topic as soon as the interview ended and had the courage to send that email answering that particular question. So it will all go in your favor. Now, the next tip is to handle a behavioral question which you've not experienced in past. So instead of saying that I have not experienced it at all and hence I don't know, you can either go on and say that you've observed that particular situation and can tell you from your observation how you would be handling that particular situation, or you can tell them that you have not experienced it before, but you know how you would handle that particular situation, and then can give them ideas on if that particular situation comes to you at workplace, this is how you will go about handling that particular situation. So it will be more hypothetical answer, but still it will share or show your capability of knowing and understanding that situation, and also telling the interviewer that you know how you will handle that situation. So you can say something like, I am not sure about that, but I can tell you things that I know about the topic and give you examples from my own experience. Another way to approach this is by saying, that is an interesting question, but I don't have a specific answer for that. However, I can offer some perspective and ideas as to how I would approach that particular situation. And the third way to put this in words would be, I don't have a direct answer to that particular question, but I can tell you how I would go about finding the information and solving that particular problem. Thank you for watching this video. Hopefully this video will give you now more confidence to attack any interview, knowing that you may not be knowing all the questions that will be asked. However, you know how to handle a question where you don't have an answer for. Thank you.